this video, I'm going to help you get started with using the Project Manager for the first time. Now, the first thing you need to understand is that we have two different ways in which people will access the Project Manager. One way you'll access the Project Manager is through your master admin of your Premium Web Cart account. But some people aren't going to have access to the Premium Web Cart account, so you'll need to give them access to the Project Manager and have them log in directly. Once you've created users, you can just have them come right to pwcproject.com and enter their information right here and log in only to the Project Manager. Now, because you may have more than one person logging into the Project Manager through your Premium Web Cart account, in other words, you may be granting access into the shopping cart section of your system, so you need a way to communicate to the Project Manager who is actually logging in from the core system. So what we've done is we've created a simple login screen. You can either make this a direct login, so no password is required, or what you can do is require a password. Now in this case, I have not set my password yet, nor have I designated the fact that I want to have a password required before logging in. So now I'll be logging in as Joe Demo, and of course I'm the only person in the account at this point in time, so that was my only option. So what I'm going to do is come down into the Admin and the Users section, and the first thing I'm going to do is set the name of my company. So I'll rename it from Default Company to, and you can put a description in here if you want, or you can just leave it blank. And now what I'm going to do is save it and add people. Adding people to your company is very straightforward. You'll simply put in their first name, their last name. You will want to set the time zone correctly because the system does schedule the tasks based on the local time zone of the user. You'll put in their email, the country, the mobile number is optional. You'll put in a password. Now here is where you'll need to decide whether you want people to use a password to log in if they're going to come from the Premium Web Cart core system. If they're doing a direct login at pwcproject.com, this doesn't come into play. This only comes into play when someone is going to log into your Premium Web Cart account and then log into the Project Manager from there. You can also enter a thumbnail so that a person can have a picture ID in the system. And then you can assign what type of roles you want this person to play for your projects. In this case, I'm going to assign Sally as a user. And right now, there are no projects to assign, so I'm just going to save her. And I'll come back to this after I've added a few people. Now, as you can see, I've gone ahead and added 3 additional people into my system. But the one thing I haven't done was completed the setup for myself as the master admin. So I'm going to click on Edit. And I'm going to set my time zone and my email ID. And here I can go ahead and set my password. Now what I'm going to do is make password required in order for someone to log into the Project Manager as me. And now the last thing I'll do is upload an image. Just browse for this on your desktop and update. That's all there is to it to get everybody set up. And now I've logged in, and I'll show you how it works when you have to have a password to get into the system. And now you see that instead of no password required, there's a password field that needs to be completed before I'll be able to log in as Joe Demo. And now I'm into the system, and I can start setting up my first project. I'll show you how to get started with your first project in my next video.